Open the Xilinx tool. In order to create a new project, let's start with File. Click on New Project. I need to give my project name. I'm giving it to be AES underscore algorithm. You can change your destination location where the file need to be saved. Click on Next. Now this will give a brief description about your project where you need to dump your project. We can use any of the Xilinx family. For this project, since the configuration is huge, I am going for Vertex 6 configuration, followed by within the Vertex 6, you can see multiple number of configuration within the Vertex 6 board. I am going for the XC6VLX7601. I have already checked with respect to the rest of all, and you can see that the configuration won't be able to support because AES is having a huge configuration where you need to have slices, you need to have lookup tables, you need to have number of LUTs, you need to have different number of gates and memory spaces for which only this is suitable. So I am going for this configuration. Also the coding that we will be doing with respect to Verilog, you can change it to Verilog, by default it is. Click on Next. Now finally finish. Okay. Now let me go for the simulation one first, then we go for implementation. So this is our project created. Now I need to attach the downloaded files. Make a right click here. You got the first option, new source. If you are going to write the program, then you need to create a file, and within that file you need to write the Verilog code, so that we will be going for new source. Since we have done the project already and the files are being attached, you need to hire or extract those files within this project. So I am going for the add source. Within the add source, click on the location where the files have been downloaded. Then select those. I am selecting all. Click on open. So this will create. So all the source files have been added. Click on OK. And you can see here on the left testbench underscore 2, where that is the test bench file for the main UUT file. This is my UUT. UUT is nothing but a unit under test. We can sometimes call it as a DUT, design under test, and sometimes we can even call it as a UUT, unit under test. If you could able to explore this is the main algorithm for us, where as said earlier, we must have two inputs. One input is the plain text and one is the cipher key. That we have already seen how we are going to develop a cipher key and how we are going to use for the message key also. So those two inputs I have taken. As said earlier, this project is being done with respect to 128 bits. So the inputs I have taken character from 127 down to 0. Similarly the cipher key, obviously 127 down to 0. So the output also as 127 down to 0. And we have taken few bytes here. And you can see here we have operated for 10 rounds, right? So starting from round 1, round name I have given as round clause, from 1 round 2 till round 10. You can specifically see here from round 1 to round 9. This is because as said earlier, we got 3 categories of round. First category with respect to initial round stage, where we are considering to be round 0, where we are going to just perform the XOR operation of the cipher key along with the plain text. Second is the main round, that comes under from round 1 to round 9, and the third is the final round, which we call it as round 10. If you want to elaborate more, you need to just click on the plus symbol here, which internally says that within this there are different submodules being instantiated. So if I need to go for round 1, I am going for round 1. Further, you can elaborate this by clicking plus symbol. So this is my round 1. Here you can observe what we have understand with respect to round 1. I mean the main round. Initial the input signal that we will be getting from the initial round. After that we will be having 4 different stages. One is the sub-byte stage, one is the shift row stage, one is the mixed column stage, followed by add round key stage. Finally it is being again performing a XOR operation with respect to cipher key, that key being generated. So you can observe with respect to this, the input signals have been defined here. And we know that we got an predefined ORCON table also that I am defining within this. Followed by we got multiple columns with respect to sub-byte. So here you can see with respect to sub-byte there is a program being written here. With respect to mixed column also, so with respect to mixed column also we got. Finally, also with respect to adding round key. If you observe with respect to subbyte, let me go here. I am going for the subbyte one. As said earlier, subbyte is nothing but we call it as S box, right? Where you will be having a predefined table. So you can observe here those table has been defined here. As said earlier, it is being defined with respect to hexa operation, right? So predefined table using case statement complete in terms of hexa operation. You can observe. Initial at 0th and 0th column we got 6-3, 0th row first column we got 7C, 0th row second column we got 7-7, 0th row third column we got 7B, 0th row fourth column F2, likewise and so on till F. 0th row fth column we got 7-6. Again from first row 0th column we got CA, first row first column we got 82, first row second column we got C9, first row third column we got 7D. Likewise till first row fth column we got C0. Let me take arbitrary value. This could be, you can observe 5th row and 0th column we got the value 53. Observe there. Similarly 5th row 9th column we got the value CB. Likewise 8th row 8th column we got 7E. Similarly 8th row bth column we got 3D. Likewise, this entire predefined table is being written in terms of Verilog using case statement. You can observe comparing with respect to your pre-computed values of a AES algorithm. Second stage would be shift row stage. So you can see with respect to shift row stage, I have not instantiated anything here. With respect to shift row, what we have understood, within the shift row column, the first row we are not going to shift anything. So we are going to place as it is. The second row will be shifted with respect to 1-bit representation left circular shift. The third row will be performed with respect to 2-bit shift left circular operation, and the third last row, I mean the fourth row will be performing the 3-bit shift left operation circular shift. So the program is being written with respect to this. And the next column is the mixed column, where we have seen by taking a predefined computation of a matrix for the AES algorithm. Getting that single column is being performing an XOR operation with respect to the subbyte column for each and every stage. Finally, at the last stage, nothing but a adding round key stage, we need to make the XOR operation with respect to the key. So this you can observe an XOR operator is being used here with respect to Verilog, performing XOR operation with the input as well as the key. Finally, like this, you can see total round from 1 to 9, and in the 10th round, nothing but final round, you can observe that we are not going to bother about the mixed column. Except mixed column, we are going to consider the subbyte column, we are going to consider the shift rows, and we are going to use the add round key. Coming to test bench for this program, as said earlier, the inputs of the UET will be actually acting as output for the test bench, and the output of the UET will be acting as an input for the test bench. So the wires which will be declared in UET will act as a register here, and the reg which are being declared in UET will actually act as a wire here. You can see the difference here. In the second stage, we have taken the UET module and we have instantiated. Now, two input that we need to have is one is cipher key in order to generate the cipher text, and one more input is a plain text. So one is the plain text, I am assuming this to be 0, and one is the second text initially, and one is the cipher key. Initially I am assuming this all to be 0. Next is a plain text. For example, you can consider any value. I have considered this value with respect to plain text and cipher key, and these are being executed with respect to 10 units, time units. I hope this is clear. One thing we need to see here, that with respect to test bench, a test bench is not going to synthesize in the entire electronics. Let's run for the simulation. Click on run. Translate failed, we got an error. Let's see it. What is the error? Logical root block test bench with type is unexplained. Symbol test bench is not supported in target vertex 6. And you know what is the reason behind this? It is because you are not able to synthesize a test bench file. You can synthesize a DUT file, design under test file, or a unit under test file, but you can never synthesize a test bench file. In order to confirm it, let's run the same in model sim and check what is the result we are getting. Let me open the model sim. I just need to open the program where I have saved that. Click on file, click on open, go for the destination where the files are there. Let me select it all, click on open. Okay, finally this is my test bench file. You can observe the same here. First I need to compile, so I'm going for the compilation option. Click on compile. So these are the file, right? Okay, this is the file here. Before compilation, you need to see that it is being stored in the work library. That is important. Now select all, click on compile, and you can see down that it is getting compiled. It is done with it, so I'm keeping done. Now I need to go for the simulation part. For that I need to go for the simulate option, click on start simulation. Now out of these directories I need to go for search for the work directory, and within work directory I need to search for the module name, and the module name that we have given for test bench is testbench_2. So here it is, testbench_2. Click on OK. With this, a short window is going to get created, and see that you need to go for the view and see that the object is being ticked, so that you can get this dialog box. Now these are the keys that we need, so I'm going to click all, give a right click here and click on add to new, finally selected signals. So this is the tabular column with respect to waveform we got. Since this is the test bench where the inputs are already written, let me just run it and check the value. So you can observe, let me rerun it again, and you can observe the values being getting. So this output is nothing but our ciphertext for the inputs that we have generated with respect to 10 keys. Getting? So now we need to see with respect to synthesis. Since you are not able to synthesize the test bench file in Xilinx, I'm just trying to delete this. I'll delete this, click on right click, now click on remove, click on yes. So test bench is clear. Now finally this is my AES algorithm. You can observe here, if you need to see the waveform, then I need to go for the model sim. You can observe waveforms here also, you just need to force the input values again and again in order to see the waveforms. I have just make the best use of test bench by going for the model sim. So finally this is my test bench file. Let me double click on it. This is my DUT file, sorry, this is my DUT file. Now I need to run it. Let me run it, click on run, go to the console and see its status. It is being designed for a huge configuration, so obviously it will take much time. Finally, generate, post, place and route static timing completed successfully. We are done with the synthesis. Let's see the design summary first. Go to the projects, click on design summary. This would give you a brief description about the project, about the configuration that I have used. You can observe here number of slices being used for the LUTs, 9453. We can even be more specific with respect to the synthesis. Within the brief description, you can actually see the number of configuration that you have been utilized with respect to the FPGA you have selected. We have selected Virtex 6, okay. You can see number of LUTs we have used in 9453. Number of outputs only 8954. Likewise, you can see all this. In order to be more specific, you can go for the synthesis report here. Here you can see total number of delay being consumed. So the delay being consumed here is around 29.536 nanoseconds. Now let's see the RTL schematic. In order to see that, click on implementation. Click on the UET file, the main file. Since we have done the synthesis completed, now go for the view RTL schematic. On double tapping it, you are going to get a new window. Click on OK. Once you get this, you just need to add this and place here. So I'm just going to add everything. Okay, now create a schematic. So this is my final RTL schematic value, where you can see the plain text of 128-bit and the cipher key of 128-bit, for which the output that we needed is a cipher text which is of 128-bit. Double click on it so you can be more specifically see here the blocks that we have used with respect to number of rounds that we have placed here. Within the rounds also you can see, double tapping it. Let me minimize this, zoom out this. So this is the configuration.